Today we will be looking at integrity quotes by Charles Thomas Munger, who was a businessman and investor. He was also the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway and worked with Warren Buffett. He passed away recently on November 28, 2023. One quote by Charlie Munger was, "Remember that reputation and integrity are your most valuable assets and can be lost in a heartbeat." He used these philosophies throughout his investing career. In addition, Charlie Munger was a big proponent to learning. He stated, "I constantly see people rise in life who are not the smartest, sometimes not even the most diligent, but they are learning machines. They go to bed every night a little wiser than they were when they got up, and boy does that help, particularly when you have a long run ahead of you." As Charlie Munger was a passionate learner, he also stated many quotes along the lines of learning. One quote stating, "What is elementary? Worldly wisdom? Well, that first rule is that you can't really know anything if you just remember isolated facts and try and bang them back. If the facts don't hang together on the latticework of theory, you don't have them in a usable form. You've got to have models in your head, and you've got to array your experience, both vicarious and direct. On this latticework of models, you may have noticed students who just try to remember and pound back what is remembered. Well, they fail in school and fail in life. You've got to hang experience on a latticework of models in your head." Another aspect of Charlie Munger is that he was very direct. One quote reads, "Do the best you can do, never tell a lie. If you say you're going to do it, get it done. Nobody cares about an excuse. Leave for the meeting early. Don't be late. But if you are late, don't bother giving people excuses. Just apologize. They're due the apology, but they're not interested in the excuse." Charlie Munger was a proponent of learning from his previous mistakes. One quote states, "It is really useful to be reminded of your errors. I think we're, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, pretty good at that. We do kind of mentally rub our own noses in our mistakes, and that is a very good mental habit." As stated previously, Charlie Munger loves to read. One quote states, "In my whole life, I have known no wise people over a broad subject area who didn't read all the time. None, zero. You'd be amazed at how much Warren Buffett reads, and how much I read. My children laugh at me. They think I'm a book with a couple of legs sticking out." Charlie Munger was a passionate learner. He once stated, "You need to have a passionate interest in why things are happening. That cast of mind kept over long periods gradually improves your ability to focus on reality. If you don't have the cast of mind, you're destined for failure, even if you have a high IQ." Another quote by Charlie Munger stated, "The iron rule of nature is, you get what you reward for. If you want ants to come, you put sugar on the floor." Charlie Munger also stated, "You're not going to get very far in life based on what you already know. You're going to advance in life by what you're going to learn after you leave here." Another factor of Charlie Munger is that he appreciated mental models coming from various disciplines such as microeconomics, psychology, engineering, and physics. Munger stated, "Because all the wisdom of the world is not to be found in one little academic department, and these models can be used to quickly gauge a situation and respond to it." Another factor of mental models, Charlie Munger says, is that the first rule is, you've got to have multiple models, because if you have just got one or two that you're using, the nature of human psychology is such that you'll torture reality so that it fits your models, or at least you'll think it does. Another famous quote of Charlie Munger is, "It involves starting from the end, that is, looking at an outcome and seeing how to get there, or looking at an adverse outcome and seeing how to avoid it. All I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I'll never go there," he said. Therefore, if you want to retire comfortably, you don't just think about how to do that, but think about the things to avoid retiring in penury. For example, avoid bad spending habits, avoid investing in risky get-rich-quick schemes, and so on. Another famous quote by Munger, which he was inspired by algebraist Carl Jacobi, who said, "Invert, always invert." He was so influenced by Jacobi that he sought good judgment mostly by collecting instances of bad judgment, then pondering ways to avoid such outcomes. In his speech titled "Psychology of Human Misjudgment," Munger said that he was also become so avid a collector of instances of bad judgment that he paid no attention to boundaries between professional territories. "I could already see that real-world problems that didn't neatly lie within territorial boundaries. They jumped right across," he said.